Alright, so this is one of my favorite parts of the course. I'm going to show you my 100K formula. This has made me over $100,000 in profit, not gross earnings, 100% profit, and it's called the Facebook phishing method. That's what I call it. I don't really know if it has a name. Now, a lot of people do this. It works for a lot of people. It doesn't work for a lot of people. Other people have their own techniques, but this has worked for me from the beginning. This really, once you get this perfected, it's money in the bank. It works perfectly. And what we're doing is we're warming up the visitors or the people looking at our adverts, and then we're hooking them with bait at the end with a retargeting ad. So I'm going to take you through the process that I do to get you a better understanding of all this. And there are lots of different ways people do it. And you might have your own formula, and if that works for you, stick with it. Okay? There's no specific formula that works for everybody. I can't stress that enough. People always ask me, hey Frank, what's the best advert formula? What's the best way to do Facebook advertising? There is no best way. There's going to be something that works for you and something that doesn't work for you. That's how it works on Facebook. So it's up to you to do some testing, but definitely try the Facebook phishing method, okay? So let's run through that and I'll show you what I'm talking about. What I do, and I actually do sell phishing products. I've got some there. You can probably tell what they are. No point in me blurring them out. But I start with a PPE advert. So post engagement advert. I have to pay for post engagements. What I do is I do this to get an idea of who's interested in my advert. I call this dropping the chum. If you don't know what chum is, it's like when you're out fishing and you throw bits of fish in the water, it attracts the other fish. This is what I'm doing. I'm attracting people to my product. Now, I don't care if I get sales from this ad. I don't care if I get clicks to my website. I'm just doing this to find out what interests are interested in my stuff, what age group, what sex, what location, what device, depending on how I'm split testing. And make sure you have a Facebook pixel installed at this point. We will talk about that in the next slide. But you should know what a Facebook pixel is, and I will run you through that. So what I do is I create a PPE advert to get engagement. I call it dropping the chum. We're getting the interest. We're attracting people to our advert, just like we're attracting fish in the water with our chum. That is what we're doing here. And I split test my adverts at this point. So for example, I have 4 adverts here. I'm targeting, they've all got the same interest. So let's just say fishing and fishing pages. I'm targeting 20 to 29-year-olds male, 20 to 29-year-olds female, 30 to 40-year-olds male, 30 to 40-year-olds female. Now I'm split testing, and the reason for that is because I'm going to start killing off adverts quite early if I don't see any engagement. Because what I want to do is I want to find out the best age group to target, the best male or female. Obviously in phishing it's usually male. The best device if you're split testing desktop and mobile. That's what all this is about. And you are going to spend some money on this at this point on your testing. You will spend a little bit of money, but don't let that put you off. You have to spend money to make money. And when you're testing, you're going to spend most of your money actually in your testing, but you'll make it back later on when you find that winning product. So what I do is I set up a PPE advert first, and it's called dropping the chum. That's what I call it. I have no idea if it has a real name. That's just what I call it. Now, why do I do split testing? As you can see here in this photo, this is a campaign I ran. This is 24 hours after I ran it, and I've already started cutting off adverts because the female adverts that I chose didn't really work for me. They had low engagement, and I was getting high post per engagement costs, right? But then the male, I was getting like 11 cents, 12 cents, 16 cents, where the female, I was getting 61 cents, 66, 52, 33, 45, none of them were under 20, and this is pretty much all under 20. So that's why I split test, guys, first, before I even start doing my aggressive advertising. This is why we do it. So this is only 24 hours after. And then I'll do another day and I'll cut down some more, and I'll probably get to 1 or 2 adverts before I start doing my aggressive testing. And then I sometimes will leave my PPE ads running. Just depends if I feel like it or not. That's really the only reason why, if I feel like it. If it's getting good engagement and bringing likes to my page, I'll keep it running. Why not if I'm getting cheap cost for the advert? Now down here is a little example of one advert with all of these ages. Now that's called breaking an advert down. I don't do that because what happens, a lot of people say to me, Franklin, why are you split testing when you can just break one advert down? Because I have no control. All I can do is see the stats. I can't cut off any adverts because it's all integrated into the actual advert itself. I have no control. I can't cut anything off. I can't cut adverts off early because I have to actually let these run for 3 or 4 days to get some stats. And then what happens is I've spent more money than I really need to. So I don't use the breakdown column at all. It might work for you, it might work for some people, and it probably does. But for me, I don't like to use the breakdown column unless I'm going to just run a massive long test on one specific advert, then maybe. But no, not for me. I don't want to sit there and wait and wait and wait. I would rather start cutting off adverts within the first 24 hours and then work my way up to the next day and the next day. And then eventually get down to 1 or 2 ads, and then I can copy that ad into a website conversion advert, which is what we'll talk about on the next page. So the takeaway from these 2 slides here is split test with a PPE advert first to get interest, to drop your chum into the water and bring the interest to you, bring the fish to you, bring the visitors to you. That's what we're doing here. This is the first step when you go fishing. If any of you guys are fishing fans, you know the process. And next we have, this is where things can get a little bit hectic. But what we do now is we take our winning advert, let's just say the top one was our winning advert, we take the interest. So what I do is I'm going to start a website conversion advert, male, 33 to 38 on Android with the same interest that I use for this advert. The reason we do that is because website conversion adverts are optimized for people that are going to take actions on your website. So you're going to get more clicks, you're going to get more people buying, you're going to get more people adding products to your cart, you're going to get more views to your site. That's why we go to website conversion adverts. And this is where what I call baiting. We are now starting to bait up our visitors with a better advert copy, and it's going to be sent to the people that actually want to click on our stuff, okay? So this is what happens now. The people that click on my advert, go to my website, and this is called cold traffic. These are not really going to convert. You will get some sales, but not many, unless you've got a really good product or something, because they just really want to buy it. But this is called cold traffic. Then what happens is some people will leave, some people might buy a product, whatever, but let's just concentrate on one visitor. They then get put onto the audience list, a custom list that you can then advertise to again. And that is now warm traffic. They've seen your product, they know what it's about, they might not have bought it, but they've still got some interest in it, they might have abandoned their cart to come back later, we don't know, but now they are warm traffic. Then what I do, this is called the hook, okay? This is where it gets real good. We're hooking these guys back into our hands, into our carts, so you can get money. I then do another website conversion ad called a retargeting advert. And what happens, let's just make a little arrow here real quick so we can kind of get an understanding of what we are doing here. Then what happens is I take the people from this list and I create a retargeting advert and advertise it just to those people. So what I'm doing is I'm advertising to people that have already viewed my product and they're warm, so you're going to get more conversions. And can you see the advert here? It says, forgot something? Don't worry, we saved it for you. We still have stock at a massive 70% off waiting for you. Get yours here. So I'm like getting real personal with them, like, whoa, wait, you left something in your cart, come back and get it. And this advert over here, my sales point here was 70% off and free shipping, okay? And I've also, what I've done is I've rehooked them back by giving them a 10% discount. And this one here, I have all sorts of different advert copies. I'd solve a problem. We'll talk about that in the next slide. But what I've done here is I've hooked them by saying, forget something. Don't worry, we saved it for you. We still have a massive 70% off waiting for you, right? But then use this code to get a further 10% off. So now they're at 80%. This one here in particular converts for me a lot. This is one that I'm doing right now. Converts really, really well for me. Okay. Oh, actually, we didn't even need that arrow. I had the audience list right here. All right. So we advertise as the audience list. They go to the website and purchase, and then when they purchase, we get their email address, and they go on our email list. This now becomes hot traffic, and we can advertise products to them over and over again, and they're probably going to buy products from us. So this is how the phishing method works. We drop the chum, we get them coming to our store, to our advert, we get them liking it, sharing it, so we get some interest. We then hit them with the bait, the website conversion advert. Then we get them on our list, our audience list. Then we hit them with the hook. We hook them back in. We want to get that sale, okay? A lot of people concentrate on getting sales on their first advert. Newsflash, guys, it's hard. It doesn't happen often. You're going to get most of your sales on your retargeting. You will get sales. No doubt you can get sales on your first ad. You can get your product to go viral. You can make sales. You can succeed. But you have a way better chance of succeeding with the warm traffic and the hot traffic. That's how you build a brand online, a massive store, a long-term brand that people actually care about, right? Another newsflash, a lot of people don't even care about your store unless you're hitting them with more adverts, you're putting your brand out there, you're pushing it in their face, and you're getting them on your email list. So that is it. That's the hook right there. That's the phishing method. Get those retargeting adverts going. They are highly convert. They convert like crazy, and they're cheap because you're only advertising back to people that are on your audience list. So here's another bit of news for you. The cold traffic usually converts at 2%. This is average. It's usually going to be lower. Could be higher, but usually it's lower. For every 1,000 visitors to your store, that's not reach, that's visitors, so that's 1,000 clicks. Only 20 could make a purchase. Let's say you're paying $1 per click, $1,000, and you get 20 sales, and you make $5 per sale maybe. Don't know what that adds out to, but it's probably even or less. It's not a lot. You're not making good money. That's why we want to do the retargeting from the list. The retargeting, you get higher conversion rates and cheaper adverts, way cheaper, because you're only advertising to people on your list. You're not advertising broadly. You're not advertising in any other space, in any competition with other people, because it's your audience. So it's cheaper. Now, this is where things get real fun. The hook. You need to be a good salesman. You need to know what you're doing when it comes to this. So these are a few things you can do on your advert. Remind them of a problem, okay? Give them reassurance. So like branding, make sure, that the deal's still going, the sale's still on. See, I said we still have stock at a massive 70% off. That's reassurance. That's reassuring them that they can still get the 70% off. Ask them a question. Did you forget something? Offer them a better deal. So offer them the 10% discount. Remind them of a good deal. Once again, that's the 70% off. And then I've also reminded them of a good deal because now they get 80% off if they can calculate that. 10% and 70% becomes 80%. Tell them you have the item in the store cart. I've done that by having a little picture here. I've also done that by saying, don't worry, we saved it for you. These are the types of things you need to be doing in your retargeting adverts. If you're not, you're just wasting your time. You need to have sales points, conversion points I call them, but sales points if you will, a little bit easy to pronounce. You need to have sale points. You need to get the buyer back by offering them discounts, reassuring them that you've got the product there still, reassuring them that you still have a discount on, reassuring them that you are there ready to take their order. Okay, and then ask them a question. A question usually always gets them hooked on the retargeting. They work very, very well. So that's it for this segment. This is the 100K blueprint formula. It really is the best way to advertise on Facebook that I've found. It works extremely well. I have, we've got people that go straight into website conversion ads and they do well as well. But I don't do well doing that. I've found this is the better way. So it depends on what you are good at, but I'm good at this method, fishing for the visitors. This works, give it a try, and seriously, it will change the way you do Facebook advertising if you haven't been doing it this way. Retargeting is an absolute must. You must be retargeting people to bring in sales. They are super high converting. So that's it for this one. I will see you down below or on the side or wherever we go for the next video.